Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about medium armor. It has finally happened. We finally see it on the forums. Is medium armor OP? Oh my lord. How long have we been playing medium armor? Since this game pretty much came out and it's finally happened. We see the complaints. Medium armor is OP, guys. It's too strong. So let's take a look at it. Is medium armor OP right now? Is it overperforming? Well, we got a fight here that I think was a great fight for medium armor, so we have good arguments for it being OP in this fight. However, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so let's jump into this fight. As you can see, it's just a standard bridge fight here, and we're going to be fighting some bananas. Here we get a great stun as these guys fall off the edge. Huge javelin into that guy. Knock him down with the Dawnbreaker. The Dawnbreaker puts a lot of damage into the second player. We take him down as well with the Executioner there. And there you see just how OP medium armor can be. Using the terrain, using the speed. We do have the 3 Swift on, which is going to help a lot. And just a lot of kite game here once our resource drops very low. So a lot of the things that I see about medium armor being OP is things like they can dodge forever, deal unlimited damage, and have unlimited healing power. So I thought that it would be fun just to kind of like show a really good fight from my perspective, and you guys can see things like my resource pool and etc. There you see that super nice kill. We get stunned by the other Nightblade and use the precog not only to break the stun, but offset the HP that we lose from the gank and just turn and finish that guy off there. And then I think this is the last guy left here, and he's just in the meditate, and I believe he's just going to run away here as soon as we put some damage into him. Yeah. So he'll re-engage once some more AD show up. But anyway, that's what I hear about medium armors. They can dodge forever, they can deal so much damage, etc. So as you could see there, when we got those last few kills there, none of that was on relatively high resource, right? So if we get caught at a bad time here, we could be in big trouble. And something I also want to talk about is look at the dodge rolling that we do there. This guy here doesn't put a lot of damage into us, so we don't have to like spam the roll there, so we can conserve some resource. I think a big part of playing medium armor is to be very aware of what your opponents are doing. Like this particular archer here, the yellow archer is just kind of spamming light attack, so I ignore him completely. But once the other Nightblade jumps on top of me with a gank, you see me go for the double roll and actually take his damage seriously, whereas I didn't with the archer earlier. And I think like playing medium armor is something where you have to make those kinds of decisions in order to play it well. I think that if you just kind of rush around, and ooh, we do manage to get the kill on this guy here. I think these guys actually took a bit of a burst from some EP players. Yes. So we just clean them up as they're busy with their backs to the EP. They just take that huge damage, and we just clean them up real quick. But anyway, something about medium armor I think that I cannot stress enough about playing it is that you can't just spam on it. If you spam in a medium armor build, like spam roll over and over, you run out of resource so fast. And even in higher regen builds, you seriously can't just spam in medium armor. You have to be careful with your resource. And so here we just kind of push back out a bit on yellow, and it's just because we have a few reinforcements from the friendly players here. So good stuff. We're going to do a little bit of a group fight with them here, but I do think that the EP eventually go down, and then it's back to playing in this thing with the yellow. And there you see we managed to get in behind this guy, get some really nice damage into him with the Dawnbreaker, and bring him down. Take a little bit of pressure there off the Valken Scoria and a counter gank, but that's okay. We managed to easily survive it. And we're just going to miss a little bit out here and go for a res. The res, I don't know, the beam didn't really show up. Like, it didn't show the animation, but the beam showed up a little delayed. Whatever. ESO at its finest. We did get the res off. This guy seriously just runs right out there again and dies right away. Oh, no. So we're not going to be able to res him again. And we're just going to do a little bit of a peel back here. Just a little bit of a reposition just to kind of like reset. The big reason for doing the weave like this is because, of course, the medium armor build, we're fairly squishy, and if we do a weave like this, it helps pull a little bit of aggro off of us, reset our resource a bit, just making sure that we don't have any unnecessary crap on us as we re-engage with these guys. And as you can see, it was a really good call because all of the EP have kind of got wiped there, and we're in trouble. There you see, we take huge damage, and we go for the precognition. Precognition is going to be kind of like, well, it is kind of like my oh shit alt. It helps out a lot in those situations where you get caught by something that you don't really want to get caught by. Now, as someone who plays a lot of like high regen, fairly high damage, but very squishy medium armor, an ultimate like precognition is like one of the best abilities you can use, because it's going to allow you to use your high regen and your speed and your damage really well. You can use the precog really well to take advantage of the fact that people will put huge damage into you and become really aggressive once they see your HP bar begin to drop. So yeah, I really like the precognition on this build, and then the added speed is also really nice too. Here we go for another really cheeky precog. Kind of unnecessary to go for the jump off the edge, but it does manage to lose at least one player there who's just staring at the edge instead of chasing us, and we just get knocked off again from a javelin there, but that's okay. Not a huge amount of fall damage. So as you can see here, a big part of what we're doing here is we're just staying very mobile and moving around a lot. We don't want to sit in one spot, and we don't want to move in a predictable fashion where we're looping the same way over and over, simply because if we do that, it makes us very, very easy to put a lot of damage into and potentially kill. So that's the big thing about, I think, playing medium armor, is you have to stay on your toes. There you see we take a nasty javelin stun, we break the CC right away, and then roll dodge out of it. Had we not been so quick, we would have died like instantly, and I think that's really what you'd get when you play the medium armor build. It's very cutthroat, and your timing has to be really good, otherwise you're in big trouble on a build like that. As you can see here, we just go for another nasty precog teleport. We are going to be using precog really hard now because we're going to be taking literally all the focus from these guys, and precognition is going to be the easiest way to kind of deal with that. There you see I'm just doing a little bit of line of sight kiting inside the pillars there. Go for a bit of a cheeky greatsword heavy attack, but end up taking a bit of damage trying to get it off. Not so bad. I mean, we get a little bit of resource back. Just got to be careful. But this one Nightblade's coming at me super hard. Lots of spam bush from him, which isn't too terribly bad because we are so fast with the Swift. If you get locked into the spam bush on this build, you can easily get away with something like Mist Form and a little bit of line of sight, which is really nice. And we decide here that we're just going to make a little bit of a transition over to the other side here, just to see if the yellows will split up a little bit more. Coming nice and hard at me. And here we see we've got a whole bunch of guys, and I think they've decided that they no longer want to fight. But that is never the case with the yellows. They always want to fight. They're going to re-engage with me for sure. They're just waiting for Jack to come have fun. This guy comes by himself. We put a bit of pressure into him, but I don't think he sticks around. This guy fights me. He attacks me the whole video, but he never fights. Like, as soon as I'm alone one-on-one with him, he runs off, waits for his friends. There we go. The one stun, and he's gone. Anyway, that's okay. We're just going to keep fighting him and wait for our opportunity to put some pepper into him. Here you see, he comes down here. The entire group is still here. Don't worry. They're waiting for me. There they come, out of stealth. Very nice. It's exactly what they wanted. Get the stealth bomb on the solo player. And there you see a very, very, very close call there. We're super low on resource. We go for a really clutch purge to remove the negative effects. And the purge was a great call there. Had we not gone for that, no amount of healing, I think, would have saved us from the pottle burst that would have come down. So we needed that. And now we're in a really tight position. And this is, I think, where you really get to see medium armor shine. At the same time, you get to see it struggle. I mean, there's nothing about this position that we're in where I'm like in a spot where I feel like super comfortable with the resource, where I'm not feeling really pressured by these yellow. And I have to be really careful with how I use my moves here. Get a little bit lucky with some EP showing up. That's going to be nice. Buy me a little bit of time. Unfortunately, the yellows were fighting me alone, and now that there's two other EP, they don't want to engage with us, so they're just going to sit down in the middle again. So I'm just going to keep running down and engaging with these guys. If they don't want to come down, that's fine. This guy here gets killed. I think he was just watching the fight. I feel kind of bad throwing a few arrows into him there, because I think he comes back and he's just AFK watching. So I'm sorry, my man. We just go right back to kiting in the keep here and just keeping these guys on their toes. And I think most of the yellow have kind of pieced out here. It's just this guy left, and yeah, he does not do a lot of damage. He's running quite a bit of sustain, but as you can see there, we seriously just brushed off his ultimate. I don't know. I think he has Valken Scoria on. I think his Scoria hurts quite a bit because we are a vamp, but his ult did not do a lot of damage there, but that's okay. We easily kill him with the other Sork now that we have something to just pull him out of stealth. And now we are going to, well, claim our keep here, I guess. Looks like we won this fight. We're going to go find some more people to fight, see what's at the front here. just start picking on some more yellows and try to get them to attack us. So we're going to run out to the front. We do have a Nightblade in the back. As you can see, we take some nasty snipes there. So they have a lot of Nightblades in the back too. We've got the Templar coming with the Radiant Destruction. There's the Valken Scoria. Make sure that we purge those negative effects just so we don't take any more unnecessary Valken Scoria procs. And of course, we have a Frost Warden chasing us. And the Nightblade jumps on top with the gank from stealth. Yup, typical yellow man. It's always a quiet field and then everything at once jumps on you. So you gotta watch it, I think, especially medium armor. Like, look, 21k HP, no shuffle. Like, we gotta be careful and make sure that we don't get dropped on like that. We catch this guy here, not paying attention. We finally kill the Spam Bush Nightblade. Managed to get him not by himself. There's still some yellows around, but we still managed to kill him, which is super nice. And then we don't have to deal with the Spam Bush just for a little while, but he'll probably just come back. And then we're left to fight this Magicka Warden, and he actually has 30-something KHP and hurts quite a bit. Holy crap, he's dealing quite a lot of damage. The Frost Staff's hurting quite a bit. And I think he's got a combination. I think he's got, yes, there's the Winterborn proc, so that's going to be doing a lot of damage. And he might even have the Scoria on too. Or maybe it's Iceheart. He's just running a very tanky Frost Warden, so we don't want to deal with him too much right now. We're just going to wait for a good opportunity to fight him. And now the rest of these guys that had run forward all came back to come get me now. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know if their objective up at Sedge just didn't work out or whatever it was, but they all came running back to come to get Jack, which is super nice. So we go for a super clutch precognition there, and then again we're right back at it, and this is even more so. Now we've got a lot of players on us, and our kite game has to be literally perfect. Look at our resource pools. If we get stunned, we're probably dead. There's no chance. So we have to play, well, we have to get lucky to a degree and play literally perfect not to die here. And yeah, we get really lucky and we make a really good play here trying to go for the other side, which I think was the right call. We hold it out in miss. There is no Radiant Destruction. And then here we managed to pull the heal off, and we didn't take too terribly much damage there from his jabs. Go for a kind of a cheeky precog there just so we can port ourselves into a relatively safe spot. And yet again, we find ourselves maneuvering these guys out, trying to get away, and we actually managed to make the getaway. So that last little piece there, I really wanted to highlight because, yes, we got away, and yes, that was probably a fight we shouldn't have survived. However, that wasn't because the build was OP. I think we just got really lucky and we made really good decisions and it ended up working out. We have to have that combination of both though. I mean, that kind of stuff is not going to happen every time, and you have to be very careful what you do in order to get away with stuff like that. So there you go. We finally get up into the tower again after a little bit of a reset there. We go for the fall here, and we take the fall damage, and then we precog back up. And the reason I actually took the fall damage was simply because I wanted them to follow me, and I've been pulling that move too often. So if I take the fall damage, I entice them to actually jump off the edge. And I didn't see if anyone actually jumped off the edge because I didn't get a peek with my camera. However, when we ported back up, there was only one guy there. So I think we made the right call. However, in the end, it still didn't work out because we're going to get Zerg down anyway. Anyhow, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Come see me live on Twitch, and I'll see you next time.